Welcome back. With us is the CEO of Exclusive Matchmaking, years of success bringing couples together, Susan Trombetti. Susie, it's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, we've got a couple different scenarios and we're sharing with the entire Odd Squad. We want to get some feedback. Let's jump right into it. Tim, when one person starts sending you pictures of body parts, I go, what do you do in a situation like that?
I think you thank them. And then you save the pictures. Like, for blackmail in case the relationship goes south.
Okay.
There's websites that are actually dedicated to that, your girlfriendrevenge.com or something like that. So, yeah, you store that up in your little bank for revenge.
To me, it's like a puzzle. You get the head, you get a chest, and then you have to ask for the leg and the foot. It's like a puzzle. You can put it together.
And what else? What are they compensating for? For their terrible personality as well? So here's a picture of my boobs, but I have a terrible personality, so enjoy.
All right, what do we do with that situation? Getting pictures.
I'm assuming that you're not in a relationship and it's random, so I say you delete them and you delete them from your life, because the phone is attached to your hand and it's just like you're having these sexual thoughts all day long. It's just an unconscious stream of thought.
That's terrible advice.
Yeah, who would not want to have a
Say that
sexual
louder next
unconscious
time,
all
too.
day.
Yeah, say that stuff louder. All right, what about when one person wants to have a relationship through texting and email and that's it? Susan, you go ahead and start us off.
I'm going to say don't. I know you guys are big on that because you just kind of have one-liners and stuff, but text is for announcement only, not to get to know someone.
The relationships we have and the people we associate with, that's the only way you should have a relationship with them, is through text message and email and Facebook.
Yeah, but I've done this before, and they end up emailing you and texting you, and then you're like, okay, let's meet for coffee, and they go away. It's like they had a relationship and you don't even know it.
Right.
Yeah.
You've already been outed.
You just have to say, listen, I already have a serious texting relationship. It's with my mom.
There you go.
She texts me all the time.
Okay. What about when they talk about the ex repeatedly? Tim, what do you do in a situation like that?
I think you say, he sounds like a great guy. Can I get his number? Hang out sometime?
Yeah, they're most likely going to think about their ex during other activities, especially when you're actually speaking with them. So that's a no-go for me.
See, on my end, I only bring the ex up if maybe I'm not interested. Like, he's so wonderful. I'm okay. But tell me about you.
I'm just like him.
I always counsel my clients not to talk about the ex and they want to, and I say, just say, it's a boring story or whatever. But when people do it, what you say is something along the lines of, let's just talk about me and you. And other than that, if they don't get the hint, they're not over them. So you got to move on.
So, and let me.
Okay, so I'm
Gail's
not over him. I
point.
need to move
Right.
on.
Right. So Gail's point is, if someone's doing that, are they trying to get rid of you, or are they not really?
No, that's just a good way to end cut a date short,
I
I think. But
was
seriously, if they're doing it,
yeah.
and a lot of people do it, it's a big no-no. And if they're doing it, it doesn't mean, I think it's okay to say, hey, you're doing this. But also, I think by interjecting some playfulness and flirtation. And if they don't stop, then you have to cut them loose.
All right, we got another good one here. What about when one person lies about their age, their height, their sex, or their weight?
They're most likely lying about how many STDs they have as well. So
Okay, so that would just be added to the list.
pretty much, yeah.
Tim?
I think they're most likely suffering from the advanced aging disease from the Robin Williams movie Jack.
Well, could you do like a survey ahead of time? Hey, look, I'm going to ask you some questions. You can ask me the same questions too. And hey, I noticed you like basketball. And by the way, male, female, are all parts intact? I could even be, I can even say, I'm mostly Victoria's Secret up here, but hey, I'm okay with that. Anything you'd like to share? No?
That's great. That's creative. I think what you have to do, if it's a lie, that's it. You have to cut them loose. Once again, what else are they hiding?
Right.
Yeah, I like what you said.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you know what? We all have insecurities. We may not want to share everything when we get out there. That's tough.
Yeah.
So would height be a big one for you, because you're relatively
Well, I'm
tall?
5'2", so
I don't think height's important, but people lie. That's the biggest thing they lie about. And if they say, and it really does happen, they say, I'm 5'10", and they're 5'2", and it's it's
You can
noticeable.
tell. Right.
And I think that's a big lie.
I lied on my driver's license. It says 6'1", and I'm 6
you're
feet
6
at
feet and a
best.
half.
Yeah.
All right, what about when one person does, they're doing all the talking? Tim?
When they're doing all the talking,
Yeah.
you just smile, nod, and hope to get laid.
That's a perfect guy's point of view. We will put up with some pain relatively early in a date for the end result to be exactly that. So yeah.
So you just bear with it? No. I see, I bring a buzzer now. Guys talking too much. It's like, dude, yeah, it's my turn. That's one. Or if I'm interested, I'll be like, you know, if you keep talking, I'm just going to have to kiss you.
That's great.
Perfect.
That's
Now we know what to
fabulous.
do on dates with Gail. Just talk away.
What do we do? Susan, what do we do?
Well, I think you interject playfully. Let's talk about me. You know, that maybe you bust out into the song Toby Keith. I want to talk about me, you know,
Right.
whatever. But you might have to cut it short because sometimes they're just a blowhard and they're egotistical, and you don't want to
And they
date them
might fuck you.
anyway.
What are they? Are they a blowhard? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
they just, you know, they just might be somebody that's really about themselves. I mean, if they're not, but it does happen. I had a guy last week, and he's a really nice guy, but he talked a lot about himself, and she didn't go back out with him. So I think you should try to bring some of yourself into
All right,
it.
one more quick one. What about when the person shows up not looking like their picture? Tim?
I think you just act confused, like, hi, I was supposed to meet someone, but I think they were attractive. I'm pretty sure they were an attractive person.
Right?
Yeah, when they're not, when they don't look like their picture, they're probably great, fantastic in bed because they're trying to hide that they're unattractive, and they sent you an attractive picture, but they're not. But they're probably a little willing to work a little harder in the
kind of
bedroom.
like, you know, you should be open-minded then to that.
Yeah.
Susan, what do you do?
I think that is it a glamour shot, first of all, okay, or is it a photo of somebody else? So if it's a glamour shot or just one of their better shots, you deal with it.
It's a glamour shot. You just leave. I mean, who gets glamour
I mean, come on,
shots?
I've
I
known-
get
I've
glamour
known
shots. All right,
people-
we're going to take a break. We'll be right back in just a minute.